What's up, everybody? I'm the Mana Dork. I don't have a catchphrase, but what I do have is our first budget deck for the Foundations era. And we're starting off with what is probably one of the low-hanging fruits of the set, which is Elves. Starting off with our creatures, which is the majority of our deck. 4 Citanul Stalwart. 4 Llanowar Elf, which is a friendly returner in Foundations. Green for a 1/1 Elf Druid that taps for a green. We've got 2 Llanowar Stalkers. 4 Leaf Crowned Visionary. 4 copies of Thornweald Archer from Foundations. 1 in a green for a 2/1 Elf Archer with Reach and Death Touch. 4 copies of Dwynen's Elite from the new set. 1 in a green for a 2/2 Elf Warrior. When it enters, if we control another elf, we get a 1/1 Elf Warrior creature token. 4 Imperious Perfect. 2 in a green for a 2/2 Elf Warrior. Other elves get +1/+1. Other elves we control, not helping out the opponent. And we pay a green and tap it to create a 1/1 green elf creature token. 2 copies of Reclamation Sage. 2 in a green for a 2/1 elf shaman that when it enters, we may destroy an artifact or an enchantment. 4 copies of Elvish Archdruid. 1 green for a 2/2 Elf Druid. Other elves we control get +1/+1. And he taps to add a green for each elf we control. 2 copies of Tyvar the Pummeler. 1 copy of Dwynen, Gilt-Leaf Daen. Daen. Dunno. 2 copies of Dwynen. 2 green for a 3/4 legendary elf warrior with reach. Other elves we control get +1/+1. And whenever Dwynen attacks, we gain a life for each attacking elf we control. Our 1 non-creature spell in the deck is 3 copies of Overrun. 2 green, sorcery. Creatures we control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. So the deck is basically just make a bunch of dudes, use all these lords to give them +1/+1, or +2/+2, +3/+3. Make them big in any case. And then if they're not big enough, we've got the second ability on Tyvar, and we've got the Overrun to give us that final push. 22 forests to fuel it all, and that's the deck. Alright, I'm going to go find an opponent. That'll give you a chance to find the like and subscribe, and I'll see you over there. This forest is ready to make this Llanowar Elf. If lands could have haste, that forest would have had it. I'm going to passage up a swamp. Alright. Archdruid. We're not going to attack. I'm going to go ahead and make an extra guy out of the Imperious and go from there. Liliana.
Something suspicious is going on. And for once, it's not my fault.
You going to make us sack the token we're about to make? That's the thing we can do.
I've always hated clowns.
Send 3 at you.
Fine. I'll
Tap
take
that
my
for
zombies
5.
and leave.
Bring the whole squad. Whole squad. And we hit hit all of our 3-drops. Let's send that one back. That's not much better. But we'll see what happens. They are elves as well. They have blue in there though, so maybe not elves. Main phase mastermind. I don't know if I understand what you're doing. Fight though. That makes sense. Drop a Tyvar. He likes fighting. Coming over for 2 in the air. And what else for you? Another Llanowar. They got all the hot new gear. Elite. We'll get in. Pass it back. Four Llanowar Elves. One more and you can yell Yahtzee. Another 2 in the air for us. Or at us. See if that blue is in there for some sort of counter spell. They're thinking. They have some sort of something before we send. Everybody gets a card. So they're not going to have mana available. As we can send like so. Put them to 8. Make another elf, because that's what we do in an elf deck. What are they contemplating? Curiosity. We will pass. Let them have a card. I don't know what they're going to be able to do with just green mana that would stop us at this point. Overlord. Yes, that's what you got. And that wraps it up. Alright. See what the opponent's got planned. They're mulliganing at Forest. That's the thing they can do. Well, Forest and Elf. They're also an elf person. That's not an elf. I think you're cheating over there. Playing with non-elves in the elf mirror. That's not right. blew up our dude. Stalker. Get in for one. New loot says they get an extra land drop. They can spend some mana and look at the top 6. Reveal a creature less mana value less than or equal to the number of lands. Put it into play. No blocks. To elite. Double trigger the Stalker. Trigger him one more time so that he's a threat to loot. Come over for 1, or for 4 rather. And the turn. We gotta find something to pump this army of 1/1s. Alright, you're a 2/2, fine. You're not a 1/1. They just made their guys a lot bigger and gave them vigilance and trample. We are not blocking. Nexus. Army of 1/1s does nothing. Yes, I know you're a 2/2. This looks good. See what the opponent's got. They're on the play. They say hello. We do the same thing. Hope that our niceness means they don't counter or remove anything in the first couple turns. That's a big ask, but ooh, it's a talisman. For something, maybe? Our visionary. Tap for 3. Make an elite. Draw a card. We'll get in for 3. We're not going to commit anything else to the board quite yet. And provided they don't do anything that wrecks us too much, next turn we can drop Tyvar and then pump it with the mana off the Archdruid and win from there. But they're going to Wish Claw. They're going to find something, and we get the Wish Claw. That's a land. Withering Torment. Our dog did not like that one bit. Auto pay. Just get in for a bunch. Opponent's at 3. The end of the Brotherhood. A couple dudes. See what they've got. Bandit's Talent. I'm going to discard that thing. Beseech the Mirror. What do they find? Better be good, because if it's not, we can just Wishclaw for the Overrun. Archfiend. And they concede. They don't even need to see the Overrun. This looks like something we could do. I think pretty much anything with a turn 1 Llanowar Elf and a 3-drop and 2 lands I'm going to be happy with. Speaking of Llanowar, there he is. Opponent's on blue-black. See if we run into a counterspell. Did we run into a removal spell? That's what they got. Okay. Got the Annex. Ooh. Backup Archdruid. Stalwart. There goes another Archdruid. And they got a bat. What you gonna take? One of those. Sure thing. We're just going to attack. Because I don't think they block in this position. Have no secrets. They've seen everything that's in our hand. So we'll just drop off every kid we can. Drop you at school. Drop you at soccer practice. So of course that shows up after we spend our whole hand. That was me being silly. No attacks. See if they want to run anybody into our Archer. You're welcome to. I don't mind. Oh, they're just going to make the 6/6. Puts us on quite the clock. Complete. We'll pay. And get a forest, which is not what we wanted. No attacks. Deep Cavern Bat. Gonna look at our forest but not take it. Right. Block with the Death Touch. still got a demon though, so that's like, that's something in their favor. Make another elite. They're contemplating. Fairy Mastermind ×2. Yeah, we'll let him have the card. So we can overrun for a little bit, but it's not going to win it for us. And they've got us next turn. Sure thing. Keep. See what the opponent's got planned. Black-green things. As well as green-black things. No elf for us. So we just make other elf. Keeper's Talent. They level it up. Got this guy. Come over. And the next turn we'll Reclamation Sage the talent, depending on what they've got over there. They got that. Action. No attacks. We're going to send. Make a baby. Eat a removal spell. And take 4. We'll just get in for 10. Deep Cavern Bat. Make another Lord. That should do it. I didn't quite do the math, but that should do it even if they first strike kill one of our lords. Yep. What a surprise. There's elves in our opening hand. Well, it starts with the Evolving Wilds to go find forest. Prowler. 2 other Prowlers and get back a forest. Gonna go ahead and drop an Archdruid. Make him elite. Get him up to 4. Make the Visionary. Make an Archer. And we will pay to draw a card. And get in for 3. Block. And what do you got for us? Hollow Marauder. Goodbye, Llanowar. And the Overrun. And we just get in there. Smashy, smashy. That'll wrap it up. And that's the deck. Overall, I'm happy with it. We did 7 and 4 during the recording of this video. Didn't get much of a chance to test out Tyvar or Dwynen, but granted, they're not 4-ofs, so I don't expect to see them as often. Llanowar Stalker, not entirely happy with him. The more I play, the more I think he should be just a regular bite or fight spell. But overall, the deck did what it was supposed to. So if you're still here, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and watch me play some games. Feel free to leave a comment if you like what you saw, or if there's anything you'd like to see me do differently. Don't forget to like the subscribe and button the smash, or whatever it is you do to show that you appreciate the video. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.